The first step you're going to want to do is to get the silicone off of your LED hitch light. Pull your wires out as far as it go. Mine won't go very far. I believe there's a connector back behind it. The wiring goes over to the wet bay side of your cap. I run some baling wire through here to use as a fish string. So my plan is to cut these wires, and I'm going to solder on some LED wires and fish those back through and pull them through with the baling wire. Once I get that, then I'm going to route them over the hitch. This is my fish line here going into the bay, and I will pull the wires into the bay from the hitch light, and they'll come in somewhere approximately here. That's a light I added a while ago, so you may not have this light in your setup. But that's the plan, and then I'll change out the switch over here once I figure out what all the wires are and get the new one wired in. Then my plan is to have the underbelly lights on one switch, the hitch light on a switch, and these interior lights or cap lights on a switch. Alright, I've completed fishing the new wire over to the cargo bay box. What I suggest is get it through here. I used the baling wire and attached it with a soldering iron to the baling wire and pulled this wire through the plastic to here. Looped it over through the electric brakes tie down over here. Then I tied it up to some wiring harnesses inside the pin box, and then I pulled the wire over into the cargo bay. Here you can see where I secured the wire inside the pin box and to the wiring harness in there, and it runs. It'll run from your pin box on top of this inside the bay, and here's the wire coming out inside the bay. And as you can see, I've got it run out through the light. All right, right here I've trimmed out a outdoor outlet cover to fit the switches. As you can see, once I get this mounted inside, that'll snap down and that'll cover the switches and protect them from the weather. So I just took you got a Dremel tool, this make this a lot easier, but this is how I did it with I just used a utility knife to scrape away the plastic enough to get the switch through the cover. And I'll cut out the hole here on the camper big enough to accommodate that cover and the switches. All right, final wiring connections. All of your white wires here that are bundled together are grounds. So from the switch here, you're going to have a ground coming out of it, and you'll need to put it in the last part of this WAGO connector, along with the ground from the hitch light that we separated. So both of those grounds will go in there. The blue and white striped wire on mine is the power wire, which will go to the power wire on your new 3-way switch. The power wires for the lights are as follows. On mine, the green and white is the bay lights, and you'll see I've added a second power wire to that, and that is for the hitch light. So I wired the bay and my hitch light together. So that'll go on a switch. The black and white is your undercarriage power, so that will go on one of the toggle switches. And in my case, the red and white is the power for the cap lights, and those will go on the switch by themselves. So I'll make all the final connections, and then I'll show you what all this looks like put together, and with the switch and the cover and everything installed. All right, I've completed final connections here. Again, here's the power wire on mine going to the power wire, master power wire on the switch, and that's the blue and white wire. All your grounds are the solid white wires here in this WAGO connector. Again, I tied the new wire run from the hitch to the ground, and the ground from master ground from the 3-way switch into that last WAGO connector. The green wire here is my bay lights, Red and white is the cap. And the black and white wire is your undercarriage lights. So you just need to hook all that together, and then I'll show you. Here's the bay light. It is now on. I will turn the switch off and you'll see that this goes off. There's the switch. So show you what we got illuminated here now. That's the bay, and the hitch light is on. Cap lights are off. Undercarriage is off. So now I'm going to turn the hitch and the bay light off, and you see the light went off. This here should be the undercarriage lights, and you can see they're now on. I will turn the undercarriage off. As you can see, they're off. Now this is my cap lights. I'll turn the cap lights are now on. And there's the cap lights. And that's how you separate all of these lights and add them into the three-way switch, which you can see with this is just a residential outlet cover that I've got. You can get from Lowe's. I'll put some links to this stuff down in the description where you can get all the parts, the switches, and everything I used to complete this mod. And I also want to give a shout out to Kelly Young on the Grand Design Facebook group, who helped me with the wiring. I was having some difficulty figuring out what the main ground was and how to wire that up, and Kelly helped me complete this project. So a big shout out to him, and I appreciate your help. And please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll try to cover some more mods that I do to my Grand Design 380 FLR-R. Thank you.